Hello, Karen and David. Here's your sewer scope from today's inspection. Yes, that's me underneath the stairs there, a little on the cramped side. Uh, Not only because of my somewhat larger frame, but also because of all of the stuff they had in there. It's just a cramped little spots. But we were able to, after a little bit of persuading, able to get the camera around this first bend, the sweep here at the bottom, the turn on the pipe. It was not a long sweep. It was a short sweep. Made it a little bit challenging, but there's a few tricks to be able to manipulate the camera head, and then we get going. These are inlets also. I've got some water running in the basement bathroom just to kind of move things along, wash off the camera lens if I needed to. Didn't really need to. There's a little bit of buildup towards the end of the pipe. Um, preface this with the idea that clean is a relative term. You know, when you talk about a clean sewer pipe, I mean, you got to kind of factor in that it's a sewer pipe, right? So um, PVC pipe, polyvinyl chloride pipe, is obviously smooth. It's relatively slick. Um, Things don't readily attach to it like it would on a bumpy cast iron pipe. So, I mean, all in all, this is in pretty good shape. Like we talked about today earlier, for whatever reason, there were gremlins in my machine today, and the counter was off. You'll see it just inexplicably just flash back on as I'm pulling back. Um, so it decided to come back. I checked things out when I got back to my office earlier this evening. There was no loose connections. Everything was set up properly, so I'm not 100% sure why that happened, but it happened. This is me probably just getting a little bit more comfortable. The purple staining there is primer. You use that on connection points prior to gluing things up. The other thing is the water is your reference point for where the bottom of the pipe is. I don't use a self-leveling head. Um, we're inside of a circle, so it really doesn't matter where up is or down is. If there is some damage or if there's an offset between connection points, then it's nice to know it's at the bottom of the pipe or the top of the pipe. But for the most part, we're looking at the full circumference of the pipe, so it doesn't really matter. This is a changeover to, I believe, SDR. SDR is a common sewer and drainage pipe used nowadays. It's a plastic pipe, similar to PVC. The big characteristic difference is that it's green, basically. But again, same schedule, which is basically the thickness of the wall. Here's the buildup that I was talking about. Notice there on the bottom, there's a massive stuff there. But then we come to the city connection. That's the city line right there. That's the drop into the city's pipe. We try, if at all possible, not to drop into there for a number of different reasons. But basically, this is your connection point. And like I said, knowing the length of the push, how much cable I used, I would put the actual distance to somewhere between 80 and 90 feet. All in all, your grates, your plastic all the way out. The changeover to SDR, that would likely be in and around where the pipe went underneath the city street. Potentially, it could be that when, if they had some sort of, they basically redid the street, or if they redid the mainline sewer pipe, they may have changed out sections of people's lateral line. It's speculation, but it's good. SDR is a great pipe. You're not going to have any concerns or worries about roots, especially if you're underneath the street. But all in all, it's a good looking pipe with no major defects. A minor defect in that it's holding some stuff there at the end. I'll recommend in the written report that potentially you come back in a couple of years and have the line cleaned, just for maintenance sake. But beyond that, everything looks really solid. As always, please reach out to me with any questions or if I can be of service.